Hello. Good morning to the world. It's 9:30 here in Österreich, Austria. And I actually wanted to do the live stream in the language of the Germans. Snatch, remember? And I decided to do it in English because I'm more comfortable with it. So, a lot has happened in this country again. Oh, go figure. It's because we're absolutely not making a difference. No. No, you're not the one. Oh, and you most certainly also are not the one. There is no the one because no one has ever changed anything in the entire course of human history. And we are, let me just, it's very light here. We're just doomed. Human family, we're doomed because the vampires and the vampire empire, they're just too powerful. And they've got the demiurge behind them. And this elite financial pharmaceutical mafia, they're just so good in advertising and propaganda that they're gonna win anyway. Yeah. All they can do is buy time. And the festival for freedom that I wanted to have today in Vienna, unfortunately, is not going to take place. And that's okay, sir. I tried everything I could to make it happen. But the only thing I can do is do my thing and stand to my moral principles, okay? And serve my purpose of bringing freedom into a movement, okay, into a so-called into the so-called coronavirus demonstrations. Okay, you've got lots of different spectrums of society coming together there. People that have got businesses that can't pay the rent, and they're like, the fuck's going on here? This is totalitarianism. And they have no idea about the criminal mafia in the background, okay? The pedophilia, Jeffrey Epstein International Network, that goes right in the heart of the political arena. Are you listening? Do you realize what I speak about? Okay? This is the causal level of problems in this world. And they've never even contemplated about that wars are absolutely immoral and the worst thing that you could ever do to your human family. And these are all topics that I've covered throughout the years as a journalist for the MOMAG magazine, and how they all tie together. Reading the books from David Icke to all these people who talk about David Icke being a Freemason. Yeah, you have time to research all of this because you are a miserable being who doesn't take any action, sits on the couch trying to find out if David Icke has controlled opposition. When the guy has shared information for you to advance the great work in actually making a difference in this world, instead of sitting on your couch trying to find out. I mean, it's just pathetic. And so you've got a lot, like so many influences, so many people coming to these demonstrations. And for example, on the 16th of January, where we were the main organizers, where we had everything under our command, it was the best demonstration in the entire time of these coronavirus measures. Okay, the best, and that's what everyone says. You see, there was no bullshit there. It was party on the 16th of January, 50,000 people at least, and yeah, big success. And then things start to turn violent. Hello, Mina. You see, here is Mina. I'm talking about the 16th of January, and here we've got our lovely, lovely friend in Vienna, and I hope we're gonna meet each other, okay? Much love. Hoffert sehen wir uns, liebe Mina, gell? Nur nicht auf der Demonstration. I'm not going to go to the demonstration today. Why? Someone very close to us said, hier genau am Abend dann. Someone at who's very close to us in our circle said to me, "Oh, that's irresponsible that you don't go to the demonstration. We have to be there for the people." And why is that irresponsible? First of all, I don't exactly. This is also what Mina says. And Mina is like with me and with Yasin. When we speak, everything's clear. Like, how can that be? There's hardly ever. Yes, there's differences in views, but when we speak, we clarify, and you see, these are people that want to get to the truth, and therefore you can have a good time with them because you're not going around in circles, and wasting everyone's time and your time. So someone said, I'm irresponsible because we have to be there for the people. It doesn't matter if, and this is what happened to this individual, okay? Last time she went on the demonstration, that was 2 weeks ago, she was thrown on the floor by the criminal mafia gang of special police forces in Austria. Okay, there's different police factions involved in these demonstrations in Vienna. Vienna is a very difficult place, okay, to get a grip of and even be able to speak. Okay, it's much easier in a city like Linz, that's a smaller town. So our dear friend Jenny, okay, I'm just going to mention her name also, a beautiful individual, and like the biggest warrior woman that I've ever seen. Unbelievable, this woman. She's Jeanne d'Arc, actually. That's the type of woman she is. And she got thrown on the floor. Okay, we've got video footage of this, by the way, to these criminals of the special police forces. Okay, we're gonna fuck you up, little boys. That's what we do, and you won't get away with it, you immoral trash. Throwing a woman on the streets, okay, who's done nothing but good work for the human family. And then the police, you see, there's factions in the police. There's the mafia police of special forces coming directly from the mafia. And then there's police forces who we are forming an alliance with here in Austria. That's what I always keep talking about. And they filmed it and released it. And we've got that footage showing exactly how they threw her on the floor. Brutally. And then she was detained for hours, 4-5 hours. She comes out in a state. And 2 weeks afterwards, she's ready to make the same mistake again. The same thinking, and obviously never ever listening to me, which is fine because I'm not telling people what to do. But then I tell her, I'm not going to go there tomorrow because of what I'm going to explain now, okay? I'm not going tomorrow, and I've got a feeling it's going to turn violent again. And she's like, oh, no, I'm going anyway. Yeah, Okay, so reproduce the same experience as you had last time. Okay, if that's how you learn, maybe you need it again. So, why I'm not going today to this freedom rally, which is not, is because there's an individual called Alexander Ehrlich. Alexander Ehrlich. Ehrlich means honest in German, and this guy couldn't be further from honesty. Type him in, okay, on Google and type in Alexander Ehrlich with an H in between. E-H-R Lich. L-I-C-H. And take a look at this guy. He's a Freemason and one of the main players of controlled opposition. So, yesterday, there was a gathering in Mauthausen, which is one of the concentration camps during the Second World War. Well, it was one of the concentration camps during the Second World War. And the president of Austria, who I've notified about his liability, Mr. van der Bellen, he was there, and some other mafia patsy called Martin Stelzer from Upper Austria. That's where I am right now. And they were commemorating the dark times of Nazism in this country. And I hope they pulled off the fake tear that Obama taught them in television. And parallel to this political theatrics with fake tears and let's hope this times like this will never happen again, although we are installing the smart grid, okay, together with never tested jabs, okay, and we're all criminals. Yeah, let's just show the public how much we care. It's such a joke, the politicians and the politics. It's just such a joke. Thank goodness that it's us taking over together with the human family. If it weren't for us and us all together listening here also, boy oh boy, would this planet be in a state, having been run by these idiots for such a long time. It's just unbelievable. And I call them idiots right in their faces, because that's what they are. Being so idiotic, like the Chancellor of this country, Mr. Sebastian Kurz. Idiotic. Do you hear this clear language? You fraud, you narcissist, you reality denier. That's what you are. Going in front of the TV, you have to imagine, this week. And there's an investigation happening right now, and about him lying in front of the U-Ausschuss. Okay, that's a form of court setting, but a different kind of court setting. And it's a massive scandal here in Austria. And it's the number one thing that people talk about, next to what I'm going to explain when I get to it, okay? What happened yesterday and why I'm not going to the demonstration. And the guy is completely delusional. This completely loco, crazy. And stands there in TV and says, I did nothing wrong, like, ever. I never did anything wrong. And I always tell the truth like a fucking robot. I tell the truth in front of court. And it would never happen that I would be found guilty. And therefore, I wouldn't even step down ever. Yeah? You fascist. That's your psychology, isn't it? You're so demented. You're so deluded in your own bubble and in your own cocaine-induced psychosis that you really think you're going to get away with what you have done, which is not anything to do with you lying in front of court, but you committing genocide on your own people. You're listening to this clear language. Okay, that's what we're seeing in this country. The vaccination of the old people who have got no voice, okay? The torturing of the children in the schools with tests and masks, and now wanting to vaccinate children and the youth of this country. Wanting to vaccinate pregnant women. That's what's going on in this country. And I'm calling it out. Mr. Kurz, you are a genocidist. And I'm going to explain all of this in a video and send it directly to the police. And then see what happens, Larry. Because I'm not fucking laughing, Nicholas. I'm taking action. I'm forming alliance. And I'm not stepping down in any way, shape or form. I'm exposing the whole lot. I'm going to use all of my 13 years of hard work just to make sure that you go down. And I don't want Nuremberg trials for you. I just want you to see exactly what you have done. And that's why we take over, because we are the heart of the world. We are the protectors of humanity. I'm the general of the heart kingdom and the plant kingdom. Same as Errol is. And Ahmed. This is the force you have to reckon with. Do you get this? You cannot even come close to us because our vibrational frequency makes you pull away. You can't even look us in the eyes. We're the ones who activate pyramids and then are on a vibrational state which is going to destroy you and your entire mafia, little gay boys. It's not allowed on this planet anymore to be this amount of criminal. You're not allowed to be on this planet anymore when you are such a criminal. And this is the language we need to speak to these people, because they're nothing but sick. And we've got our watchful eyes on you. And our planet, the Great Mother. You look out into nature, this is the intelligence. This is the intelligence, and you ain't got none of it. That's why we beat them. We got natural intelligence, and they've got artificial intelligence, which they can stick up their ass with the nanobots in the jab. Stick it up your ass, because it ain't going anywhere else, and I'll make sure that the damage is reduced to as much as possible. What sick people we've had in power for so long. But we had them in power because we were too weak as a human family. That's why they were in power, and that's why they deserve to be in power. Because we, as a human family, were too weak and too much of a victim when we have all the freaking power that we can tap into. Omnipotent, infinite power, like nature. And must she have cried her way through the last years and centuries at the stupidity of the human family. But by the way, this is also due to the fact that this place here on planet Earth is probably the most, with the one with the strongest mind control program in the universe. If not, it must be one of the strongest mind control programs for all you people that always criticize the masses and always criticize the human family. Oh, look how stupid they are. They're wearing muzzles. And I'm not, because I'm so awake. When you're not awake. You are not awake when you know about secret societies or all this factual, intellectual information, but you've got problems in your family, don't you? Yeah. because you're not doing the inner work, are you? You're not doing the shadow work. You're not facing yourself. But instead, you try to wake up the masses. Oh, look at me. I know how the PCR works. And have you heard about the Freemasons? Oh, yeah, they control the financial system. You need to learn. When you think that you're going to wake humanity up, no, let people make their choice in a free will creation universe. It's a choice. And I'm not waking anyone up. In fact, when I meet people, I have a good time. I talk about other things because I need to get away from my work sometimes and let go and talk about relationships and love and things like that. Share some jokes because I'm respectful of any human being I'm interacting with. And I don't have to vomit the truth about the Covidian cult onto their table when they didn't ask me to. And then we're all upset. Oh, there's no one listening to me. And I'm so awake and they're not. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. All right, another rant. Okay, this is gonna go for another 9 minutes or so, half an hour. Then I have to leave. I'm going to Vienna anyway, but not to the demonstration. So the reason why I'm not going is because yesterday this Mr. Alexander Ehrlich, and right there was the entire controlled opposition from Linz, where we had our weekly demonstration, which was completely infiltrated by the network. And suddenly they are all there. And he stands there, this Alexander Ehrlich. Look him in the eyes. This is such a sick guy. With a flag of Israel. Okay, a flag of Israel next to him. And he puts on loudspeaker a speech of Hitler. When the political theatrics is commemorating the time of the Nazis in Mauthausen, which is a concentration camp, he stands there with a flag of Israel playing a speech of Adolf Hitler. And now all around, all across the media landscape in this country, everywhere, they're talking about right-wing extremists at the coronavirus demonstrations, framing everyone, or trying to frame these deluded, archontic, vampire idiots. They're so stupid. They only have this one tactic, you see. They're so stupid. How can you even think that they can continue to stay in power when they're so stupid? And this universe and creation doesn't reward stupidity, but intelligence, okay? Intelligence. Real intelligence. Ha! You see, this is what you do not have, you vampires. So yeah, now they're framing everyone who goes to these demonstrations, even if you have 3 children with you, okay, and you've never committed a crime in your life, now you're a right-wing extremist. Since yesterday. So, applause to you, Mr. Alexander Ehrlich, Freemason. And probably you have some very, very dark secrets, okay? I don't know details to that and proof, but I have heard, and I see it in your eyes. I'd like to ask you directly in your face, what is your relationship with children? And I'm sitting here right now and I have nothing but disgust. You make me sick, Mr. Ehrlich. And I'll make no bones about it. And no, it's not only my shadow. And I need to still work on myself because we all have to work together, and you shouldn't exclude anyone from your circle. I think until infinity, I will exclude immoral pieces of dirt bags, little psychopathic bitch boys like you, Mr. Ehrlich. I will do it until infinity. You have no intelligence? Zero? No, actually, no, excuse me. You have minus intelligence. That's what you have. Because zero, you would actually have a chance to evolve as a human being, when actually you are a perfect expression of the involutionary force of Satan. That's why you're one of Satan's minions. And that's why you have a flag of Israel behind you, okay? That has been committing genocide on the Palestinian people ever since its creation, okay? Now, everyone get as offended as you like and try and frame me as a right-wing extremist. But then the next thing I say is, before you take me out of context, now they're committing genocide on the Israeli population. How about that? And I'm ready to say all of this and have my channel deleted because I do not give a fuck about you, vampire empire, and about any of your psychopathic bitch boys and bitch girls. Because let me tell you, there's some girls that I'm really angry with also in your priest class. Sick they are. And I'm gonna speak the truth anyway, even if you censor me. I've already sent a notice of liability to the CEO of YouTube. And I'm ready to risk it all just to make sure that you come down. And I even risk having all my videos deleted because I only want to see you come down for everything that you've done to the human family. And yes, that is on you. It's not only just shadow projections and you need to love the enemy. That is what a loser thinks. That is what a loser thinks. Because everyone forgets what true love is. It's not just opening your heart. That's what it also invites demons, okay, to attach to you. Always, everyone forgets about the masculine side of love, okay, feminine and masculine. The masculine side is when Neo gets all his power, when he says, "No! I do not. I will never, until infinity, ever compromise and consent to immoral behavior." And what is love without the protection of love? It's nothing. And that's the reason why we have been tortured as a human family. Because we do not have the capacity and the self-love to say no. That's why we've been genocided by the vampire empire for so many centuries. And that's why they've turned this beautiful garden, our Earth, into this shithole of fucking industries and multinational corporations destroying our planet, and then having the nerve to say that it's because of our CO2 that we pollute the climate. That's how sick you are. And I'm just going to mention, so no one is in the media is ever going to use this okay, in trying to take, oh, look how angry he is. Oh, he looks like Adolf Hitler. I've got nothing in common with Adolf Hitler. I'm a highly vibrational, energetic being who knows about the hardcore principles of the natural order, who puts it into effect and will never, ever do anything but good for humanity. Because I love humanity, because I am humanity, and I believe in humanity, and I know about the genius of humanity, which is the worst nightmare for you vampires. And I will make sure that everyone lives his or her genius, and that everyone experiences true love, which every one of us deserves. And you leave this planet until every last demon is casted out from this planet. I will be standing there watching that you leave. I will show you the door, because you are not welcome in our house anymore. And that's the masculine principle. And that's what it takes. And I'm gonna end this stream because it's too emotional for me. Because I really, really care. And that's why I don't go to this demonstration. I will make a video and send it to the police, forming an alliance. Because this Alexander Ehrlich is German. And guess what? We don't need you, okay? We don't need you at all in this country. And big shout out to the German people who have been nothing but demoralized for so long. And I don't really like the German language. I love the Austrian expression of German. There's a big rivalry going on between Austria and Germany. But big shout out to the German people who've been so mistreated. And everyone's a Nazi when they even just have a flag in the hand in that country. It's just sick. You can be proud of whatever. I don't even care about nationality. I've not voted in this country ever, except twice. Actually, twice when I was deluded myself. I don't care about any nationality. That's why I care so much about Palestine and the Israeli people that suffer in that country because of that Nazi regime, Netanyahu. That's a Nazi if you want to find one. And the people in Syria, in Libya, what they've done to that country, and what Gaddafi tried to do, what they've done to Iraq, to South America, Peru, shamanism, to the ancient Mayas of Mexico. And I'm all connected to all of you. That's why I'm a planetary being, planetarily connected. And all my human family. Until next time, we're gonna do this. But it's going deeper, and that's reflected in the tears that I have. All the best to you. We have already won, and now we're gonna experience it. All they can do is buy time. We have already won, and now we watch it play out. I love all of you.